What's up? Welcome into your Daily Buckeye Blitz for a Saturday. It's a Saturday, July 20th, 2024. Getting ready for this awesome 2024 season to get started. Feels like it's starting Monday with Big Ten Media Days. So make sure you're locked in here, subscribed, following the show, and we're going to roll through it. We just passed our 2-year anniversary of the Daily Blitz. So please join us. Every day you get a quick nugget of Buckeye talk in your ear or your face holes, however you prefer. So today we're continuing our condition of the position series. Condition, critical. Quiet Riot, anybody? No? All right. Anyway, I was getting tired of singing Kenny Rogers. So anyway, let's get into it. These defensive ends we're talking about today, we finished the offense last week, so we're flipping to the defense, getting you reacquainted with this defensive lineup. Right here, we're talking about the DNs today. So let's get into who's on the roster, how many years of eligibility they have, and we'll work in some recruiting there after that. But I think it all starts with Jack Sawyer. One more year, coming back for his senior year, kind of led the charge to reload the clip and bring everyone back. So he's done after this year. JT Tuimoloau is done after this year. Mitchell Melton might have 2 years. I think you got a COVID year in there, so he could play in 2025 possibly. Then you got Caden Curry 2 years, Kenyatta Jackson 3 years. Josh Mickens 4 years, Edric Houston 4 years, and Dominic Kirks 4 years. Those are all the true freshmen with 4 years, obviously. Returning production, you got pretty much all of it is returning. 98.5% of tackles by defensive ends are coming back, 96.2% of TFLs, and 100% of the sacks. So who's committed down the road for 2025? You got Zahir Mathis out of Philadelphia. London Merritt out of IMG by way of Atlanta, and then Zion Grady. He's also out of Alabama, another one of the Alabama connections. So those three are kind of restocking the defensive end room for the future. Now, looking at the 2024 season, this is what we're kind of set up for, and it looks really strong. I mean, I don't know how you can bring back JT and Jack and not feel really good, but it's kind of a surprise that JT and Jack both came back, and they're still going to be on. Honestly, they came in as 5 stars back in 2021, and you really didn't expect to have them for 4 years. But they're coming back. They returned this season with a combined 2,578 snaps. That's a lot. So the Buckeyes have 2 of the most talented defensive ends in the country to lead the team up front. And they're the 2 most experienced on a defensive line that returns 4 starters from last year. So with Tuimoloau and Sawyer, they've been solid players, sometimes better than solid, but solid overall, I would say. Both would have been day 2 picks in the NFL draft this past 2024 draft, but they're back to help the Buckeyes chase a national championship. They're also hoping to develop into first-round draft picks, in day 1 picks. So they've been reliable, I think that's safe to say, but fans want to see more pass rushing production from them. Tuimoloau has 11 career sacks, Sawyer just 14 in 3 years for each. Those numbers aren't impressive when you compare them to like Chase Young with 36, Joey Bosa 26, even Taekwon Lewis had 23 and a half, Nick Bosa 17 and a half, and he didn't even play a full season really. So to crack the top 10 career sack list, they would need to get to 20.5. Can they do it? I don't know. So Sawyer's last game, he put up 3 sacks against a good Missouri offensive line in the Cotton Bowl. We hope he'll put up more consistent pass rushing production this year. He finished 2023 as the 11th ranked FBS edge rusher in the country, according to PFF. But the Buckeyes are going to need more than Jack and JT in the new 12-team playoff. We've heard a lot about this from the coaches. everybody that, this is probably a 16 or 17 game season, basically an NFL season if you want to get to where you want to go. So over the last 2 years, you got third-year player Caden Curry. He's only logged 246 snaps total. Kenyatta Jackson, 198. So both those guys are going to expect to play more in 2024. We're going to need them. Curry's flashed some upside because he has a high motor. He never stops chasing plays. And Kenyatta physically has the measurements to be productive as an edge rusher, but has not put it on the field yet. A possible fifth man in the rotation could be freshman and former five-star Edric Houston, and then also fifth-year defensive end Mitchell Melton. Now, Melton's been plagued by injuries. Unfortunately, we're well aware over his career of the multiple injuries he's had. But he has consistently gotten strong comments from the coaching staff when healthy. According to PFF, this is a small sample size because he hasn't played a lot, but according to PFF, Melton has the highest pass rush win rate among defensive linemen last year. So he could be a nice surprise for the defensive ends and give them some production this year. Now, looking forward, past 2024, we know Ohio State will replace its starters going into 2025, but it has Curry with 1 year left in 2025, and Jackson will have 2 years. If they show some good production this year, we'll feel good about next year's defensive ends. Houston should get some experience this fall, and he'll be in prime position for a larger role heading into 2025. Now, his five-star recruiting profile makes you hope that he's ready to start at defensive end in 2025 and provide some stability. The one question with Houston is long-term, is he a tackle or is he a D end? If he puts on a lot of weight, he might have to slide inside if he loses some of that speed. But so with the COVID year and injuries, Mitchell Melton has 1 more year of eligibility after this one. And the question is, what kind of impact will he have? Maybe we get a better idea after this year, provided he stays healthy, Dominic Kirks was a late addition to the Ohio State 2024 recruiting class. He could be looking at a redshirt season most likely and could make a significant jump in 2025. We'll need to see how Joshua Mickens develops physically over this offseason and going into the season. He's currently listed at 233 pounds. That's not big enough for a Big Ten defensive end. He'll need to add some weight before he can play consistently. So this group will turn over significantly after this season. So it's important that Larry Johnson lands a strong recruiting class here for 2025. We know the stories. He's missed on some of the top defensive end targets over the last couple seasons. But the bigger issue in the last few classes is he missed on the number of total players he needed at the position, not just the quality, but just, having the guys, getting the guys, a number of guys he needs. So this 2025 class is in much better position with 3 top 100 players with Zahir Mathis, Zion Grady, and London Merritt, all top 100 guys. So getting those commitments signed on the line, which is dotted, is crucial with the limited numbers at defensive end. We must lock these guys up and not have any flip issues. Zahir Mathis is the one that we're hearing is looking elsewhere possibly. He took an official visit to Penn State at the end of June, so let's lock these up, Coach Johnson. But the Buckeyes need at least one of those recruits to contribute immediately in 2025. Not start necessarily, but they need to be in the 3 deep at least. So those are the defensive ends. A lot of upside, like a lot of these positions on the Ohio State roster. A lot of experience at the top, maybe a senior or a guy that's played 3 years, but then not a lot of experience to you. And then you get down into the younger guys like the true freshmen and stuff. So that middle of the pack area is where we're lacking at a lot of positions. So these guys need to get on the field this year so we know what we have going into 2025 with Curry, Kenyatta, Houston, and everybody else. So those are the DNs. Hey, please visit thebuckeyecast.com. Check out the shop, and please hit like and subscribe on this video. That's all I got for you today. Talk to you tomorrow. Go Bucks.